Good evening. I'm John Ewing, President of Math for America, and I am delighted to welcome you to this celebration, the 11th, of mathematics and science teachers in the city of New York. In many ways, this is a celebration of mathematics and science itself. More important than ever today, when math and science are under attack. We're even forced to think up a new discipline, agnotology, the study of culturally induced ignorance, especially applied to science. Agnotology from the Greek roots, agnosis, meaning not knowing, and logia, meaning knowledge. An incredible fact that today, 68% of Americans believe vaccines are safe. What about the other 32%? 65% believe that humans evolved over time. That means that 35% don't. And 80% of Americans today, 80%, support the mandatory labeling of all foods that contain DNA. What about those other 20%, I say? And as for mathematics literacy, don't get me started. Just this past week, the White House released a study showing that 8 out of 5 Americans are mathematically deficient. Couple that with the tax proposal that came out. But tonight, however, is not about politics. Politics from the Greek roots poly, meaning many, and ticks, meaning blood-sucking parasites. But this is not about politics. This is tonight about you. It's about the teachers of Math for America, and it's a celebration of you, the spectacular teachers in MFA. I want to close the program with some more serious comments about the future. And to set the stage, I'm going to subject you to a reading of poetry. It's a little different. This is my favorite piece of poetic wisdom, I think, a quite well-known piece of poetry by Shelley. It goes like this. I met a traveler from an antique land who said, 2 vast and trunkless legs of stone stand in the desert. Near them, on the sand, half sunk, a shattered visage lies, whose frown and wrinkled lip and sneer of cold command tell that its sculptor well those passions read which yet survive, stamped on those lifeless things, the hand that mocked them and the heart that read. And on the pedestal these words appear, my name is Ozymandias, King of Kings. Look on my works, ye mighty, and despair. Nothing beside remains. Round the decay of that colossal wreck, boundless and bare, the lone and level sands stretch far away. Teaching is hard. It's easy to get discouraged. It's easy to believe that no one recognizes what you've accomplished. That when it comes to education, the public focuses on failure, seldom on success. I was reminded of this when I read the misinformed and frankly disgraceful editorial in this morning's New York Times about teachers. But take solace in Shelley's poem, because there's a lot of wisdom there. Life's lasting value comes from what one leaves behind. What you leave behind as teachers is far more than shattered stones in a forgotten desert. Indeed, it's more than the mathematics and science that you teach. You change your students' lives. You instill in them curiosity. You show the pleasure of learning. You persuade them that reason is powerful. You inspire them in countless ways, large and small. And the lives that you inspire others, and they others still, generation upon generation. A teacher's legacy is like no other, hard to measure in depth and breadth. Many decades from now, some child will ask just the right question at just the right time because of something you said to her great-grandparent in yesterday's class. Charles Schulz, the famous creator of Peanuts, often made this point by asking his audience to take a small test. He asked them to give a list of 3 Heisman Trophy winners from several decades ago, or 3 Academy Award winners, or 3 prominent corporate executives. Then he asked them to name 3 teachers who changed their lives. So let kings build statues. Don't worry about public recognition or the New York Times. Your legacy will last. A teacher's legacy always does. And that's why we celebrate you tonight.